Thank God we have great joy. Every single time we are in the Holy Yeshiva, every Thursday, when we have the distinct merit to be in the Holy Yeshiva, it truly brings us an immense sense of joy. Thursdays are sacred days at Shuva Yisrael. The lesson is a great light. Every Thursday, Rabbi Yoel the righteous, Rabbi Meir Eliyahu, both sanctify God's name, and we remember the yard site of Rabbi Chaim Ben Attar. Last year, on the day of the yard site, we told the righteous, pure, and holy son, Rabbi Yoel Moshe, that he must take the Beit Midrash in Ashdod and restore it to the good days when the yeshiva was thriving, so that the Beit Midrash would return to its former glory. And from the moment that Rabbi Yoel the righteous entered, the holy matter, the uplifting matter of the Beit Midrash in Ashdod, thank God, we have joy. And above all, the holy Torah that comes out of the yeshiva, the great light, the kindness, the service of God. These are the things upon which we established Shuva Yisrael. When we see without the evil eye, today's Shuva Yisrael, this is the Shuva Yisrael that 32 years ago we wanted it to become. Shuva Yisrael has merited to become what we wanted it to be 32 years ago. We had to go through many upheavals and much refinement to reach Shuva Yisrael. Of course, there is still much to correct. There is devotion, and the Holy One, blessed be He, is kindness. In Shuva Yisrael, there is kindness. The Pinto family, Rabbi Chaim Pinto, his foundation was the attribute of kindness. Everyone knows the stories about Rabbi Chaim Pinto the Younger. When Rabbi Chaim Pinto the Younger would walk around the city every week, he had a napkin and he would ask every person for money. Every person he saw, he would ask for money, saying, "Give me." He would put it in the napkin, and on Friday afternoon, he would distribute all the money, and then he would take the napkin and wash it, clean it from all the dirt and corruption that comes with money. Thank God, all week long, the righteous men of the yeshiva, Rabbi Evyatar the righteous, stands at the head, fight to distribute, to double the sustenance, and everyone is a partner, all the righteous people, thank God. It started with a certain amount, and now, thank God, it is 100,000 shekels a week that are distributed aside from the kollel, aside from the Torah, aside from the yeshiva, to people who need kindness. And this will continue to grow, will continue to strengthen. This is great kindness. This is tremendous kindness. People enter the Holy Sabbath with great joy. People enter knowing they have help and can enter the Holy Sabbath. A person goes to a rabbi, asks for a blessing, and this money is not, God forbid, taken for personal benefit. So where will the blessing rest? When a person knows that all the charity he gives goes to Torah, to kindness, to good deeds, there is power and there is blessing in the blessing he received. Thank God, this is tremendous joy. And the study hall, the Torah that exists, the merit of the many that is achieved, we think, again, Shuv Yisrael is a place of Torah, of fear of heaven, of merit, of the great self-sacrifice that exists today in the world. On the path of Shuv Yisrael, it is a great light, a great joy. We want the study hall to grow and expand, to burst forth to the sea, to the east, to the north, and to the south. We want to see the study hall with more new students, more fear of heaven, more service of God. There are great people in Torah and in fear of heaven. Rabbi Yoel is holy of holies, great in Torah, in fear of heaven, in serving God, a true servant of God, holy and pure. Rabbi Meir Eliyahu is a true servant of God, holy and pure. Here, the rabbis of the yeshiva are righteous and holy rabbis. The light of the yeshiva and the goodness of the yeshiva, the Torah in the yeshiva, the fear of heaven in the yeshiva, the kindness in the yeshiva, the merit of the many in the yeshiva. This is a tremendous power. And the yearning that exists in Shuva Yisrael is a yearning like no other. This week, thank God, last week, we merited to be with my father and my mother, which brought us immense joy in our souls. We see the service of God, the righteousness, the holiness, the attachment to the Holy One. Blessed be He, the yearning for the Holy One. Blessed be He. This is a tremendous power that has added to our souls even more fear of heaven and greater attachment to the Holy One. Blessed be He. And when we summed up all these 10 days, with my father and my mother, we said we want to summarize this entire trip in one thing. What is the one thing that can sum up this whole journey, a journey with many things that were not simple, the challenges, the road, the matters, the difficulties, the hardship of the journey, the difficulty with health, the difficulty with everything around us? In what way can we summarize the one thing that had the greatest impact on our souls? Well, so we thought to explain it. With one verse from the Holy Torah, the Holy Torah says, "You will arise and have mercy on Zion, for it is time to be gracious to her, for the appointed time has come. For your servants cherish her stones and favor her dust." This verse is very puzzling. You will arise and have mercy on Zion. We say to the Holy One, blessed be He, Master of the universe, you, the Holy One, blessed be He, will arise and have mercy on Zion. You, the Holy One, blessed be He, will arise and have mercy on Zion. Zion is Jerusalem. It is the temple. You will arise and have mercy on Zion. What is the claim we have that the Holy One, blessed be He, should do this? What is the claim that we have? Because the appointed time has come. You need to arise to have mercy on Zion, to have mercy on the land of Israel, to have mercy on Jerusalem, to have mercy on the people of Israel. You need to arise to have mercy and to save the people of Israel. Why? Because the appointed time has come. Because the time has arrived. And what is the claim that gives us the backing and strength to ask this of the Holy One? Blessed be He, for your servants have cherished her stones and have favored her dust. What does this mean? Is it because we desire it that you must do it? After all, what do we have here? We say, arise and have mercy on Zion, the Almighty. You must show mercy to the land and people of Israel and rebuild the temple. Why? Because the time has come and we support this. Why must the Almighty do it? For your servants have cherished her stones and have favored her dust. Because we long for it so much and desire it so deeply, the yearning and desire that we have, so you must do it. We learn here a frightening principle. If a person has a great desire, if a person has intense yearning, if a person has will, we see this in the role of the Gabbai, we see it in the yeshiva. There are Gabbim who are willing to give everything to risk their lives. They don't think twice. We see their commitment and wonder how they do it. They want it, and God gives it to them. Arise and favor Zion. The time has come, for your servants desire her stones. But why do others fail? Because their understanding is limited. They don't have that yearning. It's the same thing. You see a student who doesn't have great abilities in learning, but he sits and studies and attains great insights, while another student who does have abilities in learning doesn't make the effort, doesn't yearn for it, and achieves nothing. For it is time to be gracious, for your servants desire her stones. From the desire that exists, from how much desire there is, that is the measure of what you will ultimately receive. And even if right now you see that you are succeeding without really putting in the effort, without truly giving of yourself, you are consuming your principle, and your principle will run out and be lost to you. And in the end, you will be left alone, like a stone that no one turns over. You will rise, you will have mercy on Zion. The Holy One, blessed be He, will rise and have mercy on Zion, for the appointed time has come. The Holy One, blessed be He, will rise and have mercy on Zion, for the appointed time has come. And what gives us the power to demand this? Because your servants desired its stones and cherished its dust. From our desire, what are we building? The obligation of the Holy One, blessed be He, to come and redeem the people of Israel. A person who sits at home and thinks that the world will work out the way he wants. A person who sits in his own world and thinks that the world will go according to his pace, or according to his will, or according to his convenience, or according to his comfort. He ends up consuming all his resources, eats up everything he has, and everything is destroyed. Everything is finished and nothing remains. But a person who is constantly yearning and hoping for God, be strong and let your heart take courage and hope for God, and is always in prayer, always in self-sacrifice, and is always not thinking, but constantly giving of himself without thinking. The Holy One, blessed be He, grants a person great salvation. Anyone who deals with Torah and faith in the sages only with intellect, his time is up. But one who engages in Torah, service of God, and faith with emotion, faith and innocence, the road ahead of him is long, but filled with success and great heavenly assistance. This is what happened to the spies. What happened to the spies? The spies were supremely holy, the leaders of the people of Israel. They were all leaders of the nation of Israel. But they sat and let their intellect take over, saying, if we enter the land of Israel, what will happen to our role? What will become of us? Because they let their intellect take over. They lost everything, destroyed everything, and caused the people of Israel to wander another 40 years in the desert. Another 40 years in the desert. And there it was decreed that Moses would not enter the land of Israel. Why? Because they let their intellect take over. Whoever lets their intellect take over destroys everything. Whoever lives only with longing and anticipation for the Holy One, blessed be He, with prayer and faith and with strong desire and deep devotion, even if you fail many times, and you will fail many times, life is not simple, and no matter how much you still haven't, my dear soul, the Holy One, blessed be He, will give you more challenges until you reach the highest and best place. You must continue and hope in Hashem. Be strong and let your heart be courageous. Even if a righteous person falls 7 times, he rises again. A person must keep going, strive and hope in Hashem. Be strong and let your heart be courageous. Do not despair, do not give up. Despair is the gravest thing. When a person behaves this way, the Holy One, blessed be He, opens all the gates for him. Even if the path is distant, even if it seems far, in the end, a person merits an incredible, unparalleled heavenly assistance. How much has this table witnessed, and how much has this study hall witnessed? Ups and downs. But always the prayer and always the supplication to the Holy One, blessed be He, was a single prayer and a single hope. For your servants desire its stones and cherish its dust. Your servants have always desired its stones. We have always wanted. And in Shuva Yisrael, we have always sought faith, innocence, and closeness to God. And the pure faith, the strong faith in the Holy One, blessed be He. And this is what we saw this week with my father and my mother. For your servants desire its stones. They are like servants of the Holy One. Blessed be He, who long for its stones and cherish its dust, who love God with strong thoughts of fulfilling His will, of bringing pleasure to the Holy One. Blessed be He, constantly seeking how to bring even more pleasure, how to sanctify themselves, how to purify themselves. The power of desire, of anticipation, of struggle, the power of will is the power that prevails. And each and every one of us must internalize this deeply within ourselves. Certainly the evil inclination finds many answers, and the evil inclination has all the solutions in the world. Anything to keep you from taking control of yourself. Even if things are good for you right now, and you say, peace upon my soul, and you think, I just have ideas about how I will succeed even more, but you're not doing it from a pure place, and you're doing it with intellect and without innocence, know that your end will be bitterer than death at the end of your life. Bitter, my son, bitter. But if you walk with innocence before the Holy One, blessed be He. Happy are those who dwell in your house. Your success is from heaven, and your blessing is the greatest blessing of all. You will arise, you will have mercy on Zion. Keep this verse in your mind at all times. This is the summary of these 10 days. You will arise, you will have mercy on Zion. The Holy One, blessed be He. We ask of Him, arise, have mercy on Zion, for the time has come, for the appointed date has arrived. But what is the power of this? For your servants desired its stones and cherished its dust. Because we have such a great desire, Holy One, blessed be He, you must do this. It's like the Gemara in Tractate Yevamot that says, a woman who has not married for 10 years without children can no longer have children. But a woman who did not want children for 10 years can no longer have children. But if in her mind she was always thinking, I want children, I want children. She wasn't in a situation to have children, but she thought about it and wanted it. She can still have children. A person whose thoughts are always filled with the strongest anticipation, there is no despair. Even if your livelihood fails, even if a match fails, even if you have no children, even if there is anything in the world that you lack, but you continue to want, to pray, and to hope to God with strong desire and strong faith, you are connected to it. You are connected to it, and in the end, you will achieve it. The evil inclination will try in many ways to cool you down, in many ways to make you despair, in many ways to pull you away from the pure truth. But you will rise up, have mercy on Zion, for it is time to be gracious to her, for the appointed time has come. For your servants cherish her stones and favor her dust. This is the seal for overcoming everything. Never give up. Keep wanting, keep hoping, keep yearning, keep praying, keep desiring with all your heart and with simple faith. With this we bring the redemption. This brings redemption. All matters of mourning, it's mourning. But as the righteous Rabbi Yoel said, what does the Holy One want? That we should be sad? How? What? All these matters of mourning and so on, they are meant to awaken within our souls the desire for the house of our life, to awaken the longing for the house of our life, so that it will be stirred in our hearts. The joy of the whole earth, the Holy Land, Jerusalem, the temple, that this yearning will be awakened within us. Not getting married, all the things that are part of the mourning, like not getting haircuts, are meant to awaken in our hearts the longing for the temple, to stir within us the yearning for what is truly important. That is the purpose of these 3 weeks, to awaken the heart, to awaken a person's heart. And so, my brother, let a person take this to heart. One must strengthen oneself with the greatest strength, to reinforce pure faith, to strengthen the things a person yearns for in a proper and healthy way. Because if a person yearns in the wrong way, every person has within them a desire. God gives everyone inner strengths so that they will want to achieve good things. But a person does not know how to regulate their emotions properly. A person does not know how to direct their desires in a true and healthy way. Instead of wanting Torah, he desires empty things. He does not know how to channel his strengths in the right direction. What do books of ethics do? What do Torah lessons do? They teach us how to think correctly. What does it mean to learn from the wise? It means knowing how to think about things in the right way. What is a Torah lesson? When you study Torah, you learn how to think about things properly. You learn how to think and how to see the Torah in the right way. Because we have strengths that God gave the Jew more than all the nations of the world. The people of Israel possess extremely powerful strengths. But if these strengths are not directed properly, they can end up in bad and difficult places. A person who has separated is the hardest of all. Someone who studied Torah and suddenly, yes, he still wears a hat and suit. He still does things like someone who fears heaven, but he has already separated. He is no longer invested in it with his soul. He takes the powers of the Torah and uses them for the worst things. He takes them and can reach the lowest acts, all in the name of Torah, in the name of holiness, and in the name of fear of heaven. Therefore, a person must be extremely careful about this, extremely careful. This week's Torah portion, Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, turned back my wrath from upon the children of Israel and did not act out of jealousy, etc. What was the whole issue with Pinchas? Pinchas, it was an extremely difficult time for the people of Israel. It was a grave and very hard time, and I did not destroy, I did not annihilate the people of Israel. The Holy One, blessed be He, wanted to destroy the people of Israel. There was almost, God forbid, total destruction upon the people of Israel. Destruction means to erase all of the people of Israel, so that, God forbid, nothing would remain of them. The people of Israel, because of what? What did he do? What happened at that time? Balaam was a great evildoer. Balaam was a great evildoer. Balak was a great evildoer. Balaam had a deep-seated hatred for the people of Israel. He hated the people of Israel with the utmost hatred. No matter how much we try to explain how deep this hatred was, we cannot truly grasp its extent. In the portion of Matto, as we will see in the upcoming portions, the children of Israel killed Balaam. Let us ask, why did they kill him? For what reason was he killed? He was a prophet. He said what God told him to say, so why was he killed? If he was a prophet, why was he ultimately killed by the sword? He was a prophet, he delivered prophecy, and what he said were things that the Holy One, blessed be He, told him to say. And he blessed, how goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. From the tops of the rocks I see him, and so on. He said things that were truly great. So why was he killed by the sword? Why? What happened? Why was he killed by the sword? The Gemara says that Balaam hated the people of Israel with the greatest hatred. He wanted to curse the people of Israel because he knew the exact moment when God was angry, when the Holy One, blessed be He, was angry. And at that moment he would utter a curse, just one word, and it would be extremely harsh. But the Holy One, blessed be He, did not allow him to proceed. In the end he went, tried once and failed, tried again and failed, tried yet again and failed. And in the end, everything he said turned into blessings for the people of Israel. But before he left, he called Balak and said to him, I will give you some advice. And the Torah does not specify what advice he gave him. He said to him, come, and I will give you some advice. He took him aside and said, I will tell you something privately, just between you and me. Only you and I will hear it. No one else will hear. Our holy sages ask, what was the advice that he gave him? He said to him, know this, the Holy One, blessed be He, hates people who worship idols. Idolatry is one of the gravest things. The Gemara says that for all the thoughts a Jew has, the Holy One, blessed be He, does not count them as actions, only holy matters. If a person thinks about stealing, the Holy One, blessed be He, does not count that as an action. If a person thinks about doing any bad thing, the Holy One, blessed be He, does not count it as an action. But with idolatry, the Holy One, blessed be He, does count it as an action. A bad thought, the Holy One, blessed be He, does not count it as an action for a Jew. For a non-Jew, even a bad thought, the Holy One, blessed be He, does count it as an action. Thoughts of immorality and promiscuity harm the soul. It harms a person's soul. Rabbi Chaim Vital writes that this can be more damaging than a transgression. Idolatry harms the soul because God counts even the bad thought as an action. Even if one only thought about doing it. What happens with Balaam? Balaam goes and tells Balak, I will give you advice. You need to use the two severe things that the Holy One, blessed be He, hates with a great hatred, immorality and idolatry. And with these two things, if you cause the people of Israel to stumble, if you lead them to sin, all of Israel will be so shaken that it will cause a great fracture within the nation of Israel. And what is the advice he gives him? He tells him, take your daughters and have them go sell things to the people of Israel. Have them go and sell all sorts of little items, notions, small things to the people of Israel. The people of Israel had been in the desert for a year, and when you walk in the desert, you don't know your way around. They know stores, but they don't know regular human settlements. They used to eat only manna, and suddenly people start selling to them. Stalls are opened, and people start selling them things. What would they do? At the entrance to the store, they'd place an older woman who would sell things at a slightly high price. And inside, a very young woman who wasn't dressed modestly would sell things very cheaply. The person would approach. The slightly older woman would say to him, buy this particular item for this price. And inside, the immodestly dressed young woman would shout to him, no, I'll sell it to you for cheaper. Come here, I'll sell it to you for cheaper. And then he would go in. That's what do not lead us into transgression means. But what does that actually imply? Avoid reaching the point of transgression, as escaping it requires a miracle. One must stay away from such points entirely. A person who has already reached the point of transgression needs a miracle not to fall into it. A miracle transcends intellect or logic. It's a miracle not to sin and avoid transgression. Do not bring us to the point of transgression. A person must distance himself from anything that could lead to a situation of transgression. He should stay away from it. So the sages set up safeguards to avoid any hint of what might cause a person to sin or lead to transgression. Do not bring us to the point of transgression. Do not come close to anything that has the potential for transgression around it. Because if you reach a situation of transgression, you need a miracle not to fall into it. What did they do? They brought the people of Israel to a situation of transgression. A person was about to buy, a woman wanted to sell at a high price, so they tempted him with money by offering a lower price elsewhere. He went in, was tempted also by the evil inclination of what he saw, and then wanted to sin. That woman told him, you will not drink wine. She would give a person wine, and it was very strong wine. And at that time, wine used for libations had not yet been forbidden. It was permitted to drink wine from a non-Jew. It was not yet forbidden as wine used for libations. They would drink wine, and then a person would want to worship idols. He would want to sin with forbidden relations. And the non-Jewish woman would say to him, no, I am not willing to sin until you bow down to it, until you serve my idol. What was their idol worship orally? What was their idol worship? They would take the idol stone and relieve themselves on it. A person would say, I don't want to commit idolatry. I believe in God. In the giving of the Torah, I believe in God. What does it mean to commit idolatry? She would say, no, it's nothing. Just relieve yourself on my idol. It's nothing. And then a person would say, it's nothing. I'll relieve myself on it. It's nothing. He would relieve himself on it. He would drink wine, get drunk, and only want to achieve one thing. The sin of sexual immorality. And then the Holy One, blessed be He, wanted to wipe out the people of Israel. The Holy One, blessed be He, wanted to do the hardest thing, but Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, was zealous for God's sake and did not destroy the children of Israel. The Holy One, blessed be He, wanted to destroy the children of Israel. Balaam was very wise, and Balaam knew how he could, God forbid, destroy the people of Israel. He understood that a curse would not help him, and that whatever he did with curses would not help him. The Holy One, blessed be He, would not accept his curse. So what does Balaam do? He gives a rational suggestion on how to annihilate the people of Israel. And what is the rational suggestion? A trade that is more expensive or cheaper, the temptation of immorality. Let them drink wine. Come and tell them, what kind of idolatry is this? You don't bow down, you don't do anything, you just relieve yourself on it. You relieve yourself on an idol, you're not doing anything with it. This shows a person that everything is meaningless, anything goes, everything is permitted. These are empty things. What does peeing on an idol mean? What does it mean to do your needs on an idol? It's a disgrace to the idol. That's good. I'm disgracing the idol. But what was inside? Evil counsel was so strong, it led Israel to commit immorality, idolatry, and grave sins to the point that the Almighty wanted to destroy them. This justified Israel killing Balaam, even though he was a prophet of the Almighty. What justification is there to kill him? He was a prophet. He spoke words of prophecy, but the advice he gave, in that advice was hidden a great destruction for the people of Israel. In that advice was hidden a great and dangerous poison for the people of Israel, and therefore the Israelites killed him because he gave this advice to the people of Israel. Go and I will advise you. Come, I will give you advice, and this is the most dangerous advice. And the Holy One, blessed be He, says to Pinchas, Pinchas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, has turned back my wrath by being zealous for my sake. What does it mean by being zealous for my sake? What does it mean by being zealous for my sake? What is the matter of being zealous for my sake? One must know a great principle. We find that if a person was driving a car and ran someone over, and he is a Kohen, he is forbidden to go up for the priestly blessing. Why? Because the priestly blessing is, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The priestly blessing is the most important blessing with the greatest powers. And the priestly blessing is something exalted, something great, something extremely sacred, so that someone who has killed, even unintentionally, cannot recite the priestly blessing. And Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, was not a Kohen. He was the son of Eleazar, but he was not a Kohen. Why was he not a Kohen? Because when Aaron was appointed, when the Holy One, blessed be He, anointed Aaron to be a Kohen, Pinchas had already been born, and therefore he was not among Aaron's sons who became Kohanim. He was not among the sons who were born at that time. Anyone who was born before Aaron became a Kohen did not become a Kohen. Anyone who was born after became a Kohen. Pinchas was not a Kohen. Despite his family's status, he was born before Aaron became the high priest. Thus, he lacked that status, while 4 children ate from Terumot and Maaserot gifts. 4 children are Kohanim, and 1 child is not a Kohen. Why? Because he is the firstborn son. He is not a Kohen. And Pinchas receives the priesthood. Why does he receive the priesthood? Because he killed Zimri, son of Salu. Zimri, son of Salu, was the leader of the tribe of Shimon, one of the most respected tribes. And the tribe of Levi Pinchas was from the tribe of Levi, and he killed Zimri, son of Salu, who was a leader. Zimri, son of Salu, was 250 years old. He was still from the time of Jacob, our forefather, and he merited to see Jacob, our forefather. And he takes the Midianite woman and comes to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting and says to Moses, is she permitted to me or forbidden to me? If you say she is permitted, then fine. If you say she is forbidden, how are you married to Tzipporah, your wife? She is also a Midianite. And Moses did not know what to say. Moses stood there and did not know what to answer. Moses remained silent. He did not know what to say. Then Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, goes and takes the sword, the spear, and stabs them both, lifting them up into the air. And the Gemara says that several miracles were performed for him, and so on and so forth. What was the power of Pinchas? In his zeal, he avenged my vengeance. There is a difference between someone who is zealous for his own sake and someone who is zealous for the sake of the Holy One. Blessed be He. If a person is pure and holy and truly acts with zeal for the sake of the Holy One, blessed be He, and not for his own sake. Many people act out of their own jealousy and tie it as if it was zeal for the Holy One. Blessed be He. Many people say, I am doing this for the sake of heaven, and they even sacrifice themselves for the sake of heaven, but it is not truly for the sake of heaven. They are sacrificing themselves for their own sake, for their honor, their livelihood, their lives, their status. But outwardly they say, I am doing this for the sake of heaven. Pinchas, The Torah testifies about him. In his zeal, he avenged my vengeance. It was not anyone else's jealousy. It was pure and unadulterated zeal for the Holy One. Blessed be he alone. Pure zeal for the Holy One. Blessed be he alone. Because his zeal was pure for the Holy One. Blessed be he alone. That is why he merited this reward. Behold, I give him my covenant of peace. That is why he merited the priesthood, an everlasting covenant of priesthood. That is why he merited the priesthood, because it was peace, it was pure. It was for the Holy One, blessed be he, pure zeal for the Holy One, blessed be he, without any ulterior motive or personal desire for anything of his own. That is why he merited it. Behold, I give him my covenant of peace, because what he did was purely for the Holy One, blessed be he, without any ulterior motive. And here lies something dangerous. Many times a person thinks he is studying Torah for its own sake. A person thinks he is performing a mitzvah for its own sake, but there are personal interests involved. And when there are personal interests involved, a person leads himself to bad places. A person who acts for the sake of heaven does so for the sake of heaven, for the sake of the Holy One, blessed be he, for the sake of heaven in holiness and purity. When it is not in holiness and purity, then a person's reality is not good. But if it is in holiness and purity, truly for the sake of heaven, then a person merits great and tremendous things. And he merits things that cannot be understood as to why he merits them. Why did Pinchas merit this? Pinchas is Eliyahu. There is a dispute in the Gemara whether it was Pinchas or Eliyahu who lived a long life until that time, or whether it was his soul. This week we spoke about Pinchas zeal together with his brothers. All the zeal that Pinchas had was an extremely great zeal for the Holy One. Blessed be he. Pinchas was zealous for the Holy One. Blessed be he with the greatest zeal. Pinchas or Eliyahu reached tremendous things, lofty things. Zealotry that is holy zealotry, not zeal because someone hurt your honor or your community or something related to your own interests, but pure zeal for the Holy One. Blessed be he. Zeal for the sake of heaven, pure zeal for the Holy One, blessed be he. This is a major foundation of faith, a major foundation in serving God. Not zeal that comes from negative places, but zeal that comes from a holy place. This has the power to grant a person my covenant of peace. A person who kills another person, even unintentionally, cannot assent to recite the priestly blessing. A person like Pinchas, who killed Zimri ben Salu and did so for the sake of heaven, merits my covenant of peace. He merits my covenant. He killed, but it was for the sake of heaven. He merits my covenant of peace. He is able to receive my covenant of peace. He can attain the highest spiritual achievements and the greatest things. All of it from the yeshiva, every person from the people of Israel. He must be zealous for the Holy One, blessed be he, but with healthy zeal, true zeal. Not zeal that hides a personal interest, but true zeal with the Holy One, blessed be he. Pure and healthy zeal with the Holy One, blessed be he. Zeal to love Hashem, zeal to give one's life for the Holy Torah, zeal that contains the strongest forces for matters of holiness. Then in this zeal, there is peace. The result of this zeal is peace. Not zeal that, God forbid, leads to strife, quarrels, and the most difficult things. Zeal that leads to the opposite of peace is unhealthy zeal. How do we examine whether zeal is healthy or unhealthy? What are its outcomes? What comes out of it? If peace comes out of it, it is true zeal. If it leads to strife and bad things, then it is zeal that had negative elements hidden within it, things that are not proper, and therefore this zeal is not good. The test is the result. In everything, if you want to know what is right, whether it was good or not, you look at the result. And if the result was correct and blessed, then the path was also the right and good path. And Pinchas merits to become Elijah. Pinchas is Elijah. Pinchas is granted long life. Pinchas is rewarded with tremendous things. Pinchas is rewarded with things that cannot be imagined or described, for his zeal was holy zeal, zeal for the sake of heaven. He saves the entire people of Israel, all of Israel. And I would have destroyed the people of Israel. The Holy One, blessed be he, wanted to destroy the people of Israel, and I would have destroyed the people of Israel. If we look before the story of Pinchas, what happened? That was the sin of the golden calf. The sin of the golden calf, the sin of the spies. There were extremely severe things, but a situation of near destruction only occurred with Pinchas, because with Pinchas there was idolatry and there was immorality. With the spies, there was a sort of idolatry. There was no immorality there. With Pinchas, there was immorality and there was idolatry. And this was after the incident of the spies. This was something that was extremely severe. It brought the people of Israel to a most terrible state. And what Pinchas did was to stop the entire dangerous tide, which could have brought the world to the greatest and most severe destruction. Therefore, I grant him my covenant of peace. That is why Pinchas merits exalted things, tremendous things, and great things. We also find in this week's Torah portion the matter of the lottery. The Holy One, blessed be He, commands how to divide the land of Israel by lottery. To divide the land of Israel by lottery. How did they divide the land of Israel by lottery? Joshua, son of Nun, would stand next to Eleazar the Kohen, and there were two boxes. In one box were the names Reuben, Shimon, Levi, Reuben, Shimon, and all the tribes. And in the second box was the entire division of the land of Israel, all the places in the land of Israel, the north, the south, all the places in the land of Israel. And Joshua, son of Nun, would ask the Urim and Thummim through Eleazar, where will the tribe of Reuben be? Where will the tribe of Shimon be? Where will the tribe of Yehuda be? The Urim and Thummim would answer, it will be in such and such a place. But after receiving the word from the Holy One, blessed be He, they would say where this tribe would dwell. They would draw a slip, Reuben, for example, then draw a second slip from the other box to determine where he would be. They would say, Reuben will be in such and such a place, Shimon in such and such a place. They would draw the slip for Reuben, the slip for Shimon, and the slip for where they would be. This is how it was done for each and every matter. The Urim and Thummim would state the place, and after they announced the place, they would again draw from the slips, and it would come out exactly as the Urim and Thummim had said. That's how it would come out in the lottery. And what is the power of the lottery? The sages say that the power of the lottery is something lofty from above, something exalted from the heavens, that through the lottery, the Holy One, blessed be He, gives the ability to know the matter that He desires. If there are things we don't know how to discern or how to attain, the Holy One, blessed be He, gave us the power of the lottery through which people would discover and know what the Holy One, blessed be He, wants. That's how the land of Israel was divided, and that's how it was in the case of what happened with Achan. When Joshua bin Nun, when the Israelites conquered Jericho, Joshua bin Nun decreed that no one should benefit from Jericho. But Achan was a man who took honey and took things from Jericho. And then there was anger, wrath from the Holy One, blessed be He, upon the people of Israel. And they did not know why. They said, let us cast lots to find out who did these things. They cast lots, and it was revealed that Achan had done this thing. In all the situations where the people of Israel faced sensitive matters, they used the lottery. On Rosh Hashanah, on Yom Kippur, they offered the two goats, one for God, one for Azazel. This is one of the greatest and loftiest moments of the year. How do they know which is for God and which is for Azazel? They draw lots. Why a lottery? Let's look at it another way. Why specifically a lottery? Because a lottery is something holy from God, something sanctified by the Holy One. Blessed be He. When Haman the wicked wanted to kill, destroy, and annihilate all of Israel, where did he fall? In the lottery. Because it comes from God. Had he acted differently, he might have had a different power. But a lottery comes from God. The Holy One chose the best day for the Jews to be saved. The lottery has spiritual power, a heavenly power, a high and great power from the Holy One, blessed be He. So the Holy One, blessed be He, says, how should the land of Israel be divided? By lottery. There is tremendous power in the lottery. That is how the land of Israel is divided. How do we know on Yom Kippur which goat, which one, and how to offer it? By lottery. There is great power in the lottery. There are great powers in the lottery. The Holy Torah is a Torah of life. It is a Torah through which the Holy One, blessed be He, leads the world, guiding everything in the right and true way. When a person begins to insert his own intellect into faith, into innocence, into the Torah, he loses everything he has. When a person's life is a life of innocence, a life of merit, a life of innocence, we say there is a great righteous man whom we love, Rabbi Shalom from Kanzi, a righteous man, a pillar of the world. We see the innocence of a person in his devotion to the Holy One. Blessed be He. A wise person with tremendous wisdom, but in his innocence before the Holy One. Blessed be He. Innocence before the Holy One. Blessed be He. Before we came to the lesson, we wanted to talk about other things, but with innocence, in speech, with innocence before the Holy One. Blessed be He. Without intellect. Intellect is great intellect with big numbers. He knows large numbers, how to calculate them. But with innocence before the Holy One, blessed be He, a person can reach and attain the highest levels through innocence with the Holy One, blessed be He. How much power does innocence with the Holy One, blessed be He, have? Innocence with the Holy One, blessed be He, is a great power, an immense power that has no equal. The Gemara says that on the 17th of Tammuz, 5 difficult things happened to the people of Israel. The Gemara in Ta'anit says that 5 things were seen, our ancestors saw on the 17th of Tammuz. 5 difficult things happened to the people of Israel on the 17th of Tammuz, and 5 on the 9th of Avnish. 5 things happened to the people of Israel on the 17th of Tammuz, and 5 things happened to the people of Israel on the 9th of Av. On the 17th of Tammuz, the tablets were broken. The tablets of the covenant were broken on the 17th of Tammuz. We have said this several times. Moses had a hand in breaking the tablets. It is difficult to say, but God told Moses to ascend the heavens to bring down the Torah on the 6th of Sivan for its giving. What did Moses do? He added one day, the 7th of Sivan. Moses ascended for 40 days after the Torah was given on Sivan 7th, reaching Tammuz 17th. The Chatham Sofer notes, if Moses had ascended on Sivan 6th, as God requested, those 40 days would have ended a day earlier. Because he added one day, it fell on the 17th of Tammuz, the day of Agrippas. It was a difficult day, and on this difficult day, harsh things happened. The tablets of the covenant were broken on the 17th of Tammuz. On the 17th of Tammuz, the tablets of the covenant were broken. This was the first difficult thing that happened to the people of Israel on the 17th of Tammuz. And the daily offering was abolished. What is the Tamid daily offering? Every day 2 Tamid offerings were brought, one in the morning and one in the evening. What is the Korban Tamid daily offering? The Korban Tamid is a sacrifice that connects the heavens and the earth together. There are the heavens and there is the earth. The Korban Tamid is a kind of ongoing connection between the heavens and the earth. The Korban Tamid is offered every morning and between the evenings. It is a constant bond with the heavens and the earth being connected twice a day. There is a connection between the heavens and the earth. The Korban Tamid in the morning, the Korban Tamid. Between the evenings, it is a connection that is constant. And on the 17th of Tammuz, for the first time, the Korban Tamid was stopped. Of course, afterwards there were prayers and our lips will replace the offerings and so on. But the sacrifice that used to connect on the 17th of Tammuz for the first time, this sacrifice was stopped and this connection ceased. And the city was breached. They breached Jerusalem. On the 17th of Tammuz, they broke through the walls of Jerusalem. The city was breached on the 17th of Tammuz. They broke the walls of Jerusalem on the 17th of Tammuz. And Vespasian burned the Torah. Vespasian took the Holy Torah and burned it on the 17th of Tammuz. And he set up an idol in the sanctuary. What does it mean that he set up an idol in the sanctuary? He stood and said so. You believe in the Holy One, blessed be He. Fine, but there is also other idolatry. He brought in an idol. There is God and there is also something else. Due to our many sins, this has entered the world to this very day, that there are idols of Vespasian in the sanctuary of a person, deep, deep within his soul. A person has faith in God, yes, but he also has faith in his own strength and power. And I need money in the bank, and I need good connections. That's an idol in the sanctuary. That's an idol in the sanctuary. There is faith in God, but there is also an idol in the sanctuary. What Vespasian Caesar did, he put an idol in the sanctuary. That idol is still in the sanctuary. A person has faith in God, but he also believes that if he does this or that and makes certain efforts, he believes in his own strength and power. So this is the idol that remains in the sanctuary of each and every person. In the sanctuary, in the faith of every individual, there is still this flaw from Vespasian, who placed an idol in the sanctuary. So these are the 5 things that happened on the 17th of Tammuz. On this day, on this very day, difficult things happened to the people of Israel. Hard things on the 17th of Tammuz that befell the Jewish people. And on Tisha B'Av, it was decreed upon our ancestors that they would not enter the land of Israel. On the 9th of Av, that is the day when the spies returned and spoke badly about the land, when they spoke slander about the land of Israel. So it was decreed upon the people of Israel that they would not enter the land of Israel. And the temple was destroyed, the first and the second. The first temple was destroyed. And the second temple was destroyed. When? on the 9th of Avan. And Beitar was conquered. It was a large city, a big city where many people lived. This city, Beitar, was destroyed. Beitar was ruined. We bless the good and beneficent. Why? Because on that day they permitted the burial of the dead who were in Beitar. The dead who were in Beitar, there were hundreds of thousands who were lying on the ground. The Gentiles would mix their wine with the blood of those killed in Beitar. When else was Beitar destroyed? On the 9th of Avinna. And the city was plowed. Jerusalem, they were afraid it would be rebuilt again. So they plowed all of Jerusalem. One wall remained that they couldn't manage to bring down, the western wall, but all of Jerusalem was plowed over. When did this happen? Also on the 9th of Avelis. This day is an extremely difficult day on which terrible things happen. And that's why we are now entering the period of the 17th of Tammuz, a time when difficult things happen to the Jewish people. After that comes the 9th of Av, which is an especially hard time for the Jewish people, a time when great disasters befell the Jewish people. Therefore, during these times, a person should lessen their joy. Anyone who has a court case with a non-Jew should not do it during this time. A person who has anything complicated during this period should try to lower himself as little as possible. The Shulchan Aruch says that even when a person hits his child, he must be careful even with a small blow, because it could turn into something big and, God forbid, a great disaster. This is a time when luck is something one must be careful about during this period. It is a time that requires the utmost caution. Therefore, in Shova Yisrael there is a regulation, and afterwards Rabbi Chaim Alush, the righteous one, greatly strengthened it. There is wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Wisdom refers to the written Torah. During the first week of these days, we studied the entire written Torah, dividing up the whole written Torah to be recited by heart several times. This provides strength, protection, and safeguarding for the western wall and so on. In the second week, Mishnah, which is understanding. And in the third week, knowledge, which is the Talmud. They complete the Talmud several times. So be meticulous about this matter. The written Torah, the oral Torah, and the Talmud, Mishnah and Talmud, this is strength and protection to get through these times in a more comfortable and better way. Every person has their moment. Every person has their own time. And sometimes, even if a person starts without desire, draw me, we will run after you. And they draw a person toward Torah, holiness, and fear of heaven. In the end, he will run. And it is necessary, and a person needs to know that he must direct his desires to the right places and to holy places. This is work, and even a person who, after some time, can get used to it. Many times people get used to things, and this is what happens to those who return to religion. A person repented at first, he became stronger, and he had attachment, joy, and great longing. But after a while, he got used to it, and it became something ordinary for him. And the moment it became something ordinary for him, he was no longer in a state of attachment and great longing. Therefore, the Holy Torah says, whenever the high priest would enter the temple, he would enter through one door and not leave through the same door, but exit through another door. Why? So that it would always feel new to him and he would not become accustomed to it. Remove your foot from your neighbor's house, lest he become weary of you and hate you, says King Solomon. And therefore, a person needs to know how to maintain boundaries in things. Even if you are on the path of God and you study Torah and you are in holiness and purity, the same applies to prayer. Prayer, a person prays 3 times a day. O Lord, open my lips and my mouth will declare your praise 3 times a day. Gradually he will say, I already prayed this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. This week's Torah portion says, the burnt offering of the Sabbath on its Sabbath. What does this mean? Of course, the burnt offering of the Sabbath is on the Sabbath. So what does the burnt offering of the Sabbath on its Sabbath mean? The burnt offering of the Sabbath on its Sabbath, Rabbi Avi the righteous, Abraham the righteous, we love you very much. What does the burnt offering of the Sabbath on its Sabbath mean? It seems redundant, but what is its true meaning? Rashi says, the burnt offering of the Sabbath, you need to know, the offering of the Sabbath is the offering of the Sabbath. The next Sabbath is already the next Sabbath, that's something else. You just prayed Shacharit now, that's Shacharit, it's not Minsha. There's still Minsha. And after that, another Amidah. No, that's already a different Amidah. The burnt offering of the Sabbath on its Sabbath. This is the Sabbath, this is its offering. There isn't another offering. You don't, everything in its own time. We just studied Torah now, that's the Torah. That's what we needed to say today in the lesson. That's the Amidah, that's Shacharit, that's Minsha, that's Mariv. It's not something that you can move around or change or decide how to do it or what to do. For everything, yes. If you missed a prayer, then there is a remedy for that. You can make it up later. That's similar. But everything has its own world. Every study has its own world. Every answer has its own answer. And you need to know how to keep it in a pure, clear, and proper way. A person who starts having personal interest within the Torah, that is the most dangerous thing. The most dangerous. Unfortunately, this happens to righteous people, to the devout, and to great individuals. The moment personal interests begin to mix into Torah, as we've said many times, there was a great rabbi among us. We asked him, what do you do for a living? How do you make a living? He told us, I support the yeshiva. We said to him, do you support the yeshiva or does the yeshiva support you? Support the yeshiva. Do you support the yeshiva or does the yeshiva support you? A person must be extremely, extremely careful that what he does is with principles, to have boundaries, to set boundaries. As we said, when the Holy One, blessed be He, told Moses, our teacher, to build the tabernacle, Moses did not understand what God was telling him. He said to the Holy One, blessed be He, the heavens cannot contain you, the heavens are not enough for you. So you want me to build the tabernacle? The Holy One, blessed be He, said to him, no, 20 boards by 20 boards. Moses thought it would be a great palace for God, but God told him, no, 20 boards by 20 boards. The Holy Or HaShem, whose yard site was this week, says, our teacher, the Or HaShem, says, what is special? Where can the Holy One, blessed be He, dwell? Where there is measure and order. 20 boards where there is structure. Order, so a person can maintain attachment and wholeness and keep himself connected. The moment a person loses order and allows himself everything, and he alone decides what to do because he thinks he's wise, he knows everything. He's already the emissary of the Holy One, blessed be He on earth. And then he speaks in God's name. He's God's messenger. Know this, after a few weeks, a few months, a few years, you'll lose your innocence and turn to intellect. The moment a person keeps everything within a strict, structured, orderly framework, you'll remain with your intellect outside the picture. The moment you bring in your intellect and you already decide in God's name and speak in God's name, it's only a matter of time before the intellect takes over and your innocence leaves you. Do you want your innocence to remain? Keep a framework. Know that there are things, there are rules that you don't cross. For every person, even someone whose job is to clean the floor of a synagogue, set rules. It's not a trivial matter. Keep to it, set boundaries for it, and then you will always remain someone who cleans the synagogue floor with holiness, with joy, with purity, with a person whose job is to be a cantor. Keep that within a framework, and then you will always feel that you are serving God, that you are a prayer leader with devotion. If not, then you'll start turning it into a business. I make money because I'm a cantor. Anything you set within a framework and make rules for yourself and you don't break those rules, then you will preserve it with innocence without overthinking. The moment you break the framework and allow yourself things little by little, intellect creeps in and everything is lost. We see it with our own eyes, how people who were so innocent, so pure, once they started permitting things to themselves, this is okay here, that's okay there, this is fine here. In the end, intellect took over them and they lost all their innocence. Now they are governed by their intellect and all their innocence is gone. They'll find all sorts of answers for it. Why, how, and how much. And they'll come up with many solutions, but they are destroying the Holy Torah, destroying innocence. Because when there are wise people, they say, where does the evil inclination go? Who does it try to bring down? The cantors, the scribes of Torah scrolls. Anyone who leads something, the evil inclination tries to bring him down. The evil inclination says, why bring down 1,000? I'll bring down one, and he'll lead the rest. Thus, those in high positions must be wary, for if they fall, they bring everyone down with them. We feel great joy in the yeshiva. With God's help, now Yom Kippur is coming. Everyone, Yom Kippur. Rabbi Asher Edri the righteous gives of himself. Where is Rabbi Asher? Rabbi Asher gives of himself for Yom Kippur with tremendous self-sacrifice. There are 500 rooms at the place, so hurry up, otherwise later you won't have a room. We saw people last year who didn't have a room. It was unpleasant, really unpleasant on Yom Kippur. With God's help, so everyone should hurry. The diligent get there early, because later there will be more. The diligent get there early. Rabbi Asher gives of himself with great self-sacrifice, just like in Elul, with God's help, the completion of the Zohar. Rabbi Yoel the righteous, Rabbi Yoel, Holy of Holies, the completion of the Zohar. This is a tremendous merit with God's help. All the way, all the devotion, all the teachings, all the Yachpil mezoneh, the Yachpil mezoneh fund. This is joy. You sit and eat on Shabbat. What do people eat? What do people eat? How can a person eat without knowing that that there is abundance at home, that there is something to eat? Eating mezonot is a tremendous merit. Blessed be God, the Holy Torah, Rabbi Yoel and Rabbi Meir the Righteous, more yeshiva students, to expand the yeshiva students, to expand the yeshiva with God's help in Torah, in holiness, in fear of heaven, in serving God with great joy, with God's help. That's it. With God's help.